Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. And hey now. Welcome to hour number 3 of the line, Talk 99.5. Talk995.com. Andrew McLean and all the things that you need, including the Talk 99.5 app, where you can find our YouTube channel. I'm using my my streaming phone to watch YouTube and watch the chat. I just thought about that, and I'm like, dude, I got 4 devices here. There's no reason I can't be watching the YouTube chat while I'm watching the text line.
Yeah.
And watching
I
everything
mean, that's a great
else.
idea. I have my 8, and it's still good. I can do the same thing.
You keep
Let's
talking.
be twinsies. Let's be twinsies.
Well, when are you going to do it? When are you going to bring your 8 up here?
Okay. All right. When are you going to buy a selfie stand like mine?
I've got one right here.
That's mine.
No, I bought this. I bought this yesterday.
Look, I'm going to send the link not to you, to Trish, because she take care of business.
That's fine. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. By the way, I noticed that there was somebody bought groceries, and there's like a bunch of groceries in the break room. And I thought, man, as soon as John Bird sees this, he's going to dig in.
No.
Well, I just got an email from James, and it said, we have food and drinks in the refrigerator. That is for our town hall tomorrow. Please do not open or touch. So you better not. When is our do we have a town hall tomorrow?
It's at 11 o'clock, of course.
Oh, of course. It's at 10:45.
Oh, well, that's a whole lot better. Yeah, but I mean, I'll find out what they have, and if they have like just meat and some greens, I'll get that.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna have. Usually they cater food, but it sounds like they're doing it themselves. If they went to Walmart and bought a bunch of groceries, which is a new tactic. I've never seen that before.
Trying to save money?
Maybe I don't know. They should ask me to cook for the town hall one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put together my famous sliders, my stuffed peppers. I'll get Trish to make that meatloaf.
Oh.
Like, we could do a lot of stuff.
Hey, by the way, just ask, when is she making that meatloaf again?
I don't know. You said you were going to be texting her. Why don't you ask her?
Yeah, I will. And you know what? I've got 12 drumsticks in the freezer with your name on it. Next time you invite me over tomorrow, no, I'm joking. Next time you invite me over, I'm bringing you've got an air fryer, right?
Yeah, but I don't like drumsticks, really.
Are you out of your mind?
I mean,
when they're cooked with an air fryer with spices, it's like a chicken wing on steroids.
I mean, I will eat drumsticks. I'm just not a fan.
Forget it.
Okay, I'll forget it.
Forget it. I'll bring peanut butter and jelly and bread, and we'll have sandwiches.
That's fine. I mean, I haven't even invited you over, though.
Well, I know, but it's like last night, Seth and Megan, our friends.
Yeah.
I invited myself over, and I bought a big old steak for Seth and I, a ribeye steak, and then I got something for Megan because she's with child. So I got her like some fettuccine Alfredo, and it was great, and I want it. I want to bless you guys too, but you won't let me. I don't understand why. Maybe now that it's just the two of you. I don't know.
Sean says, you cook is probably better than your show. You cook is so. Maybe he means your cooking is probably.
Yes.
Okay. My cooking's also better than your spelling.
Now, you know what, Sean, Sean, you're just joking. You love the show. You know you do.
He's just joking.
He's just joking.
He's just joking.
Of course he is.
I'm sure he's a good guy. Anyway, 205-545-9950. Shout out to Claude and Bama Phoenix on the YouTube. I see you guys. You'll get on the YouTube and give me a hey now. I am now going to be monitoring YouTube from here on out, and I'm going to shout you out when I see you. We're not going to do the drill sergeant shout out that we got in trouble for last time, but I'll give you just a regular shout out. I want to reset for this hour and give you just a couple of odd and end things that have been they kind of piggyback on some things we had talked about recently. And one is, if you go back to the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting, all right, Cole Allen, remember the whole thing. Do you guys recall when it came out that there was that Twitter handle or that Twitter account, X account, that was floating out there from 2020? Is it 2022? Or is it, maybe it was 23? Wasn't it before? Yeah, it was before the Butler assassination attempt, if I'm not mistaken. And it was like Henry Martinez, and it had the icon. The profile picture was Pepe the Frog, and he had a suit, a bow tie, and he had the champagne glass, which was seemingly, Pepe at a White House Correspondents' Dinner. And the only tweet that he had put out there was the words Cole Allen. And you can, by the way, spell Allen multiple ways. He just happened to spell it the right way, just Cole Allen. And it got a lot of people asking, like, how did that happen? How is it possible that this guy, with one single tweet back years ago, his only tweet is the name of the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter? On top of that, his header picture, his cover photo, when traced back to its origin, was from some website called Time Machine something. Okay? You all remember that. I'm just setting the table here. Now we have a new one. And this time it relates to what we discussed when it comes to what happened on the cruise ship recently. I think we talked about it on Monday. A hantavirus outbreak on the cruise ship. Now, in this instance on X, you've got an account called Soothsayer. SOOTHSAYER. I am a soothsayer. I am a soothsayer. And they have 4 tweets that they've posted. 4 posts on here. All right. They're all from 2022, from June 10th to June 17th. So in a 7-day span. And the second to last post that they made on June the 11th, 2022 was 2023. This is what the post says. 2023, Corona ended. 2026, hantavirus. Almost as if to say, the coronavirus pandemic ends in 23, which you can argue when COVID ended, I guess. But in 2026, hantavirus. And now we're looking, and it's becoming a bigger deal about this hantavirus. This Twitter account, this X account, has apparently predicted that back in 2022. And I can't help but wonder what in the hell's going on. And in the guy's bio of this Twitter account, it says, reads the future. That's all it says. It just says, reads the future. Now, call it a coincidence, call it dumb luck, or whatever. But I find it kind of odd that yet here we are again random Twitter account that is apparently predicting the future from years past. I was tipped off by another Twitter account about this, and it says this ex user with only 5 posts, I guess it's 5 posts, not 4, predicted the end of the coronavirus and the start of the hantavirus in 2022. Soothsayer's profile claims he reads the future through astrology. Many ex users are starting to believe intelligence agencies are leaking scripted events, while conspiracy theorists are claiming time travel could be why there are so many accounts with less than 8 posts predicting the future. So again, could be one of 3 things. As this account says, it could be intelligence agencies leaking scripted events. And dare I say, COVID was a scripted event because it was bought and paid for and then lied about all along the way and tried to pretend like it was something it wasn't. Or it could be, as conspiracy theorists, quote unquote, whoever they may be, that time travel could be happening. So I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of freaking me out.
Are you serious?
I wanted you to hear all that, but you were on the phone for the entire segment.
No, but the time travel, I'm all in.
I wish you could time travel back to 10 minutes ago.
I can at the break.
No. All right, let me just
real quick.
Remember the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter.
Right.
Cole Allen.
Yeah.
Then there was a Twitter account out there.
Oh, yeah.
Only tweet they posted, 2022, Cole Allen. That's all it said. Then the cover photo was like from some website called Time Travel or something. Well, remember we talked about the hantavirus?
Yes.
On the cruise ship.
Right.
There is an account out there that was made in 2022.
No, there's not.
That has only 5 posts, and on one of those posts, it just says 2023, Corona ended, 2026, hantavirus.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm all in. I'm digging. I'm all in this.
What does that mean? And the account is named Soothsayer, and his bio just says reads the future. And he's got a bunch of astrology stuff on there.
Oh, my gosh.
He claims he predicts the future through astrology. But again, he joined in June of 2022, and he only posted in a 7-day span from June 10th to June 17th, 2022, and has never updated it since.
And they won't find him. You know why? Because he's back in the time where he came from. In the future. Dang.
Would the future be now?
He's either traveling. No, he would have to travel back in time because it has already happened. He knows about the hantavirus.
Yeah, but he's talking about hantavirus being the next COVID.
Right.
So we haven't quite gotten there yet. So is he further into the future?
Yeah, if he's further into the future, he knows what happens.
So you
and,
think,
he might be like 8 years old right now or 11.
So you think hantavirus is going to be the next COVID?
I don't want it to be, but I mean, I'm not wearing a mask. Hantavirus can take me out.
Well, as I mentioned, people say one of 2 things. It's either time travel or it's intelligence agencies predicting, quote unquote, by putting on social media through random accounts what is about to happen. Because they are the ones putting it out.
Oh, my gosh.
Just like COVID.
Yes. You know what? I've gone through a rabbit hole. I've got this podcast I'm watching, Deep End, and this guy, and he's talking, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Those agencies with letters you don't know about.
3-letter agencies. All right. Let me take a break before John Bird's head explodes. 205-545-9950. Your phone calls as well after this. Ernest Financial, retirewithernest.com, retirewithernest.com. 833-596-7233. If your retirement is sitting at $50K or more, a little bit over $50K, a lot over $50K. If you're making a lot of money right now and you're under 55, or if you're 55 or older, whatever you got going on, I want you to call David Ernest and go ahead and start talking to him about retirement, because it is vitally important that you take what money you got and have it set up in a way that is going to work for you. That's one, going to help it grow, two, protect it, and three, help make retirement easy for you. You may even want to retire early, and if that's the case, these are the guys that are going to be able to put you in the exact position you need to be in order to be able to sit back and not worry about it, not stress out about it, not have to constantly fumble through your money and everything else, to be able to just sit back and collect. That's what I want you to do. I want you to sit back and collect, and I want you to be able to enjoy retirement, do the things that you want to do, and not have to stress about, financial things like a lot of people have to do. Don't get caught flat-footed. Call my guys over at over at Ernest Financial. David Ernest has been doing this over 45 years. 45 years. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get you in the right spot. Call him 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-7233. Online, retirewithernest.com. I did find a response from Donald Trump about he commented on the death of Ted Turner, and we were questioning whether or not they had a relationship or whatever. And people were like, well, Ted Turner was a liberal and all this stuff. But I thought that I remembered them having a cordial relationship. And here's what Trump said. He said, Ted Turner, one of the greats of all time, just died. He founded CNN, sold it, and was personally devastated by the deal because of the new ownership, because the new ownership took CNN, his baby, and destroyed it. It became woke and everything that he is not all about. Maybe the new buyers, wonderful people, will be able to bring it back to its former credibility and glory. Regardless, however, one of the greats of broadcast history and a friend of mine. Whenever I needed him, he was there, always willing to fight for a good cause.
Wow.
Warm words.
So like I said, they were balanced in the early days until I guess he sold it, and then that's where it went to hell.
Yeah, poor CNN. Boomer's on the line. Boomer, what's up, bud?
Giddy up, giddy up.
Giddy up.
Rest in peace, Ted Turner. Hey, I think I figured out who this soothsayer is, man. It's got to be Matt Groening.
Who's that?
Yes.
The Simpsons.
The creator of The Simpsons.
He is the producer and writer for The Simpsons, dude.
That's right.
That's how they keep predicting everything, dude.
It's been going on for years.
So it's got to be Matt Groening.
Wouldn't that be wild if it came out and it was the Simpsons writer that's doing all this? That would be crazy.
Absolutely. Hey, man, everybody be blessed today. It's a beautiful weekend. Come on out. Watch the Stallions play Saturday night, 7 o'clock. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time.
Giddy up. Giddy up.
Giddy up.
There's
Be
Boomer.
blessed, guys.
Love you long time. Boomer. Yeah, man. Help them Stallions get another dub.
Yep, because we're going a week from Sunday, right?
Yeah, I got to confirm that for you. Make sure you stay on top of me. I can find out in the next 24 hours.
We got free parking passes, and then we are also going to get to party with some folks for free. It's a special thing.
Yeah. No, I want to go. I just gotta remember to check my schedule. So.
Oh, your schedule.
Yeah. I'm a busy guy. Anyway, a lot to get to, man. We'll do that right after this break. Hang tight. Yeah. That's good stuff right there. Yeah. All right, so I want y'all to hear something. All right, so the State House in Tennessee, the beautiful state of Tennessee, God's country, if you will, just voted for their new congressional map. They just did their redistricting, and what they have done is they have eliminated their only Democrat district, what's been traditionally a Democrat district out on the west side of Tennessee. All right? And it is, what district is that? That is District 5. I don't know. I don't know which district it is. I just know it's on the west side of the state. So in perfect Democrat fashion, instead of just taking the L, and this is happening all across the country in states that are doing this, including here in Alabama today, the Democrats are throwing a temper tantrum. So as they're attempting to take this vote, instead of acting like civilized, normal people, they have not only the Democrat congressional members, state congressional members, are lined up in front of the dais, locked in arms as if they're in a civil rights march, but they have people up in the balcony yelling and screaming and blowing air horns and everything else, trying to cause as much chaos as possible to interrupt the vote. I mean, acting like absolute lunatics after a Supreme Court ruling that allows this, okay? There's nothing you can do about it, so you're acting like a doofus for no reason whatsoever. I want you to listen to how the vote went down in the Tennessee State House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the remainder of my
Leader
time.
Lambert yields the rest of his time. We're voting. We are voting on the bill. All those in favor of House Bill 7003 as amended, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
It's a tornado.
Aye, 64, 25 nays, 3 present, not voting.
House Bill 7003, having received the constitutional majority, I hereby declare it passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is tabled. Leader Lambert, you're recognized.
And that's the end of it right there. That is not a basketball game. That is not a sporting event. That is a state house passing a bill.
Man, you could have fooled me.
And that is how Democrats are acting.
The only thing that was missing from that are squeaking shoes.
Yeah, that's true. Or the sound of LeBron hitting the floor.
Yeah. I love it.
You can't. It's crazy. I mean, do y'all ever see Republicans acting that way when they don't get their way? I mean, that's childish behavior. And for them, they say, "Oh, this is protest. This is what we call good trouble." John Lewis said this was good trouble. No, that's acting childish, is what that is. You're acting like children because you didn't get your way. Because nobody told you no when you were growing up. Is that what it is? Including not just the general members of the public who have shown up to denounce this new white supremacy that's popped up. I mean, a lot of these people, by the way, couldn't tell you what gerrymandering even meant in the first place. They're just told, hey, get out here because they're trying to stop black people from being in office. But they've been told, get out here, make a bunch of noise, chant no white supremacy and no kings and whatever else it is. and act a fool. Which, hey, listen, fine. It's not going to affect it. It's not going to affect this situation. The temper tantrums are not going to change the minds of the justices on the Supreme Court. Now, if you would have gotten out ahead of this a little earlier, maybe it would have happened, because some of the justices on the Supreme Court have been known to change their opinion based on what kind of protests are happening across the country. And yes, I'm talking about John Roberts. But it's a little too late for that. And to think, like, we started all of this with Virginia and their new governor trying to redistrict all the Republicans out of their state. And then all of a sudden, just like that, it's completely flipped around on them. And it's working in the opposite direction.
I mean, that's just hilarious.
It's poetic justice is what it is. And so when it comes to the House of Representatives, this only affects the House, obviously, because in the Senate, each state gets 2 and only 2 senators, and the whole state votes. When it comes to the House, though, this is a big advantage for Republican majorities in the House. This is giving you extra Republican seats, little here, little there. And with the way the majorities in the House have been breaking down, who ends up in the majority and who ends up in the minority, this is huge. Because as you know, over the past few election cycles, it has been a very slim majority for the winners. I'm talking 3 to 4 to 5 congressmen or women in the majority. And that was the case for the Republicans this time around. And so as these midterms are coming up and this redistricting is being done based on politics and not based on race, Republicans may very well have the majority, easily have the majority in the House come November, which would be fantastic. Now, the Senate is another story. Kind of got to worry about that. I don't know, because everybody I don't know what the breakdown is, and I don't know how effective this will be. Even, for the House, they run every 2 years, okay? For the Senate, it's every 6 years. And there's different elections at different times and everything else. So the Senate's not even anything to look at. On the Senate side, you've got to basically just hope for the best. But on the House side, this is still very beneficial for the Republicans. And Democrats are going to have nightmares about the day that they ever started the whole process of extreme gerrymandering and redistricting, because it's going to bite them on the backside. It is biting them on the backside. Trump's supposed to be speaking from the White House, and they are framing this as some sort of bilateral meeting, but also in the backdrop of waiting on a response from Iran. So we will see how this breaks down. I don't really know what to expect, but as soon as it happens, we will, in fact, bring that to you. Mandu bringing you this part of the show. Mandu.com. That's where all the info is for all the locations for Homewood, a.k.a. Birmingham, for Huntsville, for Tuscaloosa. Want you to get that 15-minute workout, man. It's life-changing. I can tell you that. John Berg can tell you that. A lot of people, Damien can tell you that. It's literally going to make all the difference in the world for you. But the biggest thing is just trying it. Trying it for free. Places don't give you their product for free if they don't believe in it, right? So if Mandu did not actually work out for you, if it didn't make the difference that I tell you it makes, they wouldn't say, come up here and try it for free. They'd want you to sign up without trying it and then rope you into paying for it before you try it. They don't want you to do that. They want you to try it first so you understand the impact that it really has. And even from your very first workout, it is convincing because you know that if you work out wherever it may be in a gym, even if you're doing hard labor, you're out there on a construction site, the next day or the next couple of days, you say, "Oh man, I'm sore." You know, you got to work out in some capacity. You worked hard if you're sore. That's what's going to happen after you get your 15-minute workout. A day or two later, you're going to be like, "Dang, dude, I'm sore." It's because you really, really got that workout. And it's not just about building muscle, it's about losing weight, it's about becoming more healthy overall. I'm talking about as the stories I've told you about my doctor's visits and how all the problems I had previously with levels and blood pressure and everything else just completely eliminated. You've gotten a bad back. You know, a lot of people deal with back problems such as slip disc, things of that nature. Mandu has helped me tremendously on that front. So no matter what your issue is, I don't care if you're a man, woman, 18 years old or 80 years old, get to Mandu and give it a shot. All you have to do is go to the website. Make sure you tell them I sent you when you talk to them, but go to the website, click that button that says claim your free session, or call them. Again, all info right there on the website. MANDUU.com. Homewood, Huntsville, and Tuscaloosa. Mandu.com. Here we go. 205-545-9950. Daniel's in Birmingham. Daniel, what's up?
What's going on, Andrew?
Hey, man.
So, my issues with the Democrats is, well, it's quite lengthy. And first and foremost, I don't want to paint myself into a box of being MAGA or being Republican or anything else. I do tend to be on the conservative side because I've worked my butt off my whole life. I want to keep what I've worked for, and I don't want anybody walking up in my house and taking stuff away from me to hand it to somebody that doesn't want to work. So I guess in that regard, I definitely lean more conservative. But to hear governors such as Gavin Newsom, after Abbott comes out and says, hey, we need to redistrict the state of Texas, population densities in certain areas is going to require more districts, and to hear a governor like Gavin Newsom come out and say, oh, well, I'm going to counter anything they do in the state of Texas. I'm going to counter it and redistrict the state of California to equal and oppose anything they do. That is 100% gerrymandering. It's the same thing with these idiots that want to repack the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has come out and said that it is illegal based on race, and it is, and you cannot have it both ways. There's forever and a day clips of, cry, whiny Chuck Schumer up there screaming how things are not constitutional, we're not following the Constitution. And as soon as the Supreme Court makes a decision, a landmark decision saying this is illegal and completely against the Constitution, here come the court packing discussions all over again because they don't get the outcome they want.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting, it's disturbing, and it's completely un-American to begin with.
It is.
Our country we should have healthy debate in this country. Healthy debate, opposing ideas. That's supposed to be what makes our country great. You want to talk about fascism? Holy cow! These left-wing lunatics, and we're not even talking about the gubernatorial candidates that are out there on the left side that should be locked up for terroristic threats. Talking about killing people. These people are nuts. They're nuttier than a dang fruitcake. I don't know what to think about them, Andrew.
Nuttier than a squirrel turd, as we say.
I like it. Nuttier than a squirrel turd.
They are, as we mentioned a moment ago. I mean, they're just. It's as if they're children that have never been told no, and all they know to do is when they don't get their way, they throw temper tantrums and they take it to extremes as a child would. I mean, we've all seen kids like completely freak out. You would think the world's coming to an end because they didn't get their way over something simple, and that's how Democrats act. And it's amazing if you look at how this played out, as you mentioned, with Texas, and then all of a sudden Gavin Newsom comes out and he's like, well, I'm going to redistrict now. And it creates this whole debate. And the next thing you know, it's at the Supreme Court and it completely blows up in their face. They would have been better off just kind of sitting back and saying, all right, fine, Texas did what they did. Let's not make a big deal about this. But they did, and now look at them. Now they've screwed the whole thing.
Most people don't understand. I mean, absolutely. Well, the Supreme Court itself, the courts do not bring cases to the forefront on their own. It has to be brought to them.
Right.
They can think that something is completely unconstitutional all they want, but until it is challenged and come up through the court system and made its way to them, there's nothing they can do about it. They can't just wake up one morning. Justice Alito can't just wake up and go, you know what? I think this is wrong. We're going to make a motion and we're going to rule on it today saying this is incorrect. It doesn't work that way. Right. It has to come through the other courts, the lower court systems, get to them, then the arguments be posed to them before they can ever rule on anything. Mm-hmm. So it's a long, lengthy process. Several checks and balances have to go forward long before a ruling is ever truly made. So to hear them acting like this, there's a Supreme Court's doing the Supreme Court. This has come a long way. These arguments have been posed for quite some time, and once the challenges have been finally make their way up there to them, they have to rule on them. And they're supposed to rule unbiasedly based on the Constitution. That is their job, is to interpret the Constitution. Taji Brown-Jackson just does whatever the heck she wants. Her dissents are absolutely ridiculous. She has not ruled in favor of anything unless it's some crazy, lunatic, idealistic nonsense.
Yeah,
So
I think with
she's completely unqualified. She needs to be tossed.
No, I'm with you 100%, and all good points, Daniel. I appreciate it, and Daniel makes a great point in the sense of, and I don't know how many people really think about this, but just the process of the Supreme Court making a ruling, it's not like where the Supreme Court is like, well, this session we're going to concentrate on election issues, or we're going to concentrate on voting rights or civil rights. No, they just get it as it comes, as lawsuits and as suits are filed, they make their way through the court systems, and if they don't pan out the way a particular person likes, how they like. If it doesn't pan out on somebody's side, they say, well, I want to appeal that. I want to send it to the next court. And then it goes through the process until ultimately, if they want to continue to appeal it, it ends up at the Supreme Court. So what the Supreme Court sees on a regular basis is just a hodgepodge of different cases. And they have to take each one of those cases as it comes. Like they're not in a particular mindset when a case gets to them. They just say, all right, here's a standalone case. We are going to look at it. We're going to look at the merits of this case. We're going to look at the arguments on both sides, and then we are going to, this is what they're supposed to do, apply it to the Constitution and see how it fits in the founders' framework. And if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, then it's out of here. Well, redistricting based on race absolutely does not fit in the confines of the Constitution, so they threw it out. Ketanji Brown Jackson, however, which is a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation in itself. She is, I think, the embodiment of the Democrats' talking points and the Democrat messaging just in an arena where it's not going to fly. And let me try to explain what I'm saying here. Democrats are able to, out on the street, if you will, out on the campaign trail from their elected offices, are able to say whatever they want to say without being held accountable, right? As many untruths as they want to spew, no matter how they want to twist certain narratives or push certain agendas, they can do it, and rarely are they held accountable. And that's thanks to the mainstream media, who is supposed to hold them accountable but does not. In the world of the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, those talking points are not going to go without accountability. You are going to be held accountable for saying the kind of stuff Democrats say. Ketanji Brown Jackson is the perfect example of that. She goes up to the Supreme Court as a justice, does nothing but spout Democrat talking points, and everybody turns around and looks at her like, are you stupid?